Yo, what up y'all? IntraVenus here, back with another episode of P.O.L Game Review and Music, and today we are doing Spawn number 17. I collect Spawn figures and comic books and a bunch of Spawn stuff. But I do it here on camera a lot of the times. Not picking up the figures, but after I pick them up, I'll talk about them on here. So without further ado, let's get into 5 more figures that I haven't talked about before, except for one variant. And then one bonus at the end if you're sticking around. Come on. Alright, first up, we're going to do an action figure that I have talked about on this show before, but this is a very unique variant. And this paint variant is a bright green Exo-Skeleton for Exo-Skeleton Spawn. And his body and suit are like a pinkish, kind of maroonish color. And he seems to have the same model of body type as the Spawn 2 action figure. Let's take a look at the close-ups. This figure came out in 1996 and was part of Series 4 of the Ultra action figures. On the back you'll notice the Max, She-Spawn, Cygor, Clown 2, Shadowhawk, and of course Exo-Skeleton Spawn. Exo-Skeleton Spawn is one of my favorites of these older Spawn figures. It's just always really appealed to me. I have most, if not every variant. My favorites are this one and the speckled white variant, which I may have had as a child, but also reminds me of other speckled white variants of figures when I was a kid. I just really liked that type. So here also on the back you will see Series 3 listed. We got Wetworks. We got Series 2 and Series 1 of Wetworks, along with Series 1 of Youngblood, and there is a Clip and Collect. And though I've read it before, it's probably been a couple years, so let's give it a shot and see what the Clip and Collect has to say. Exo-Skeleton Spawn. Spawn disguises himself in this exoskeleton armor as a means to breach the territory of violators and other creatures of the Darklands. By camouflaging his appearance, Spawn can attack his enemies off guard, while at the same time using parts of his costume as weapons of defense. And I don't know if it says here somewhere, I feel like it does, but I really think that the tips of some of these elongated fingers and bones are kind of bendable, but I haven't had one out of package so long, and I don't plan on opening this, but it would be cool to have a second one to open. The packaging has yellowed a little bit, though it looks more of a green when seen here with this special edition green Exoskeleton Spawn. Special limited edition. Let's go on to the next action figure. Alright, next up we're going to take it forward in time. Not too far. Though this action figure did come out in 1998. And that's only a couple years in the future, but they put out a lot of action figures between 96 and 98. Like a lot. So here we have Spawn 4. Spawn 4 comes in 3 variants that I know of. Maybe there's a 4th one floating around out there. I'm not sure. But this particular one has his mask on, and he has kind of like a camo green and black getup, very reminiscent of what you might be calling Commando Spawn. But he is just Spawn 4. This is Series 12. And on the back you'll notice that we have Bottom Line and Top Gun listed. And Reanimated Spawn. I've featured these action figures on the show before. And we have the Creech, the Heap, and Cygor 2 along with Spawn 4. You also see Dark Ages Spawn Series 11 listed without pictures. We got Psycho Circus Kiss Tour Edition and a description of how the figure operates. Now we do also have a Clip and Collect, so let's see what it has to say here. Spawn 4. As a human assassin, Al Simmons was a dealer of death. Dead and with the powers of a hellspawn, he is unstoppable. Add 500 pounds of high-tech weapons, and all that stands in his way are a bloody vapor. Spawn the arsenal of doom as a metal jacket juggernaut of firepower. Get in his way and he'll part your hair a new way. Through your skull. Through your freaking skull. Yep, I bet this is also made for children. Ages 5 and up. You know, not for the babies. Pretty cool. I like this one a lot. This is a really sick one. It was around this time, I think I said it before, they really started to get nicely painted, nicely detailed, some good features in here, and they started to become more like statues than action figures, as you might notice in our next two features. Let's go on to the next action figure. Alright, now here's one that I probably should have cleaned up a little bit before I put it on video. I noticed some speckling on the packaging. Luckily it's in a hard plastic, but this must have been stored in a garage or shed for a while. When it comes to something like this, I like to kind of clean it up with a little bit of, you know, soap on a rag, maybe some dish soap and a little bit of water, just a little bit. But I didn't get to it because this is a fresh addition to my collection, and we have Manga She-Spawn. Manga She-Spawn is an interesting one indeed, and the packaging sure is nice. Now, they switched over to this wider, shorter packaging at some point in time. This came out in 2004. Definitely one of the newer action figures yet to be added to my collection. She-Spawn is part of Spawn Reborn 2. So what they've done here is they've broken off into other Spawn side series of action figures. And this is part of the Reborn series, Series 2. So on the back here you will see Manga She-Spawn, originally issued in Series 9, which I don't remember Manga She-Spawn being in Series 9. I'm going to have to look back at that. Interlink Spawn, originally issued in Series 18. We've got Cyber Spawn, originally issued in Series 15. Mandarin Spawn, originally issued in Series 14. She-Spawn 2, originally issued in Series 21. And finally, the Raven Knight, originally issued in Series 11. Plus, there is a bonus, the Heap, as a Collectors Club exclusive action figure. Keep an eye out for that one. And that is also one that was originally issued in Series 12, as these were obviously reborn editions from older releases. And that's cool, except there's no clip and collect. So I don't have a whole lot to read here. I'll read what it says, that this is a limited edition redecoration series featuring 6 of the more interesting and visually appealing Spawn-related action figures from the last several years, plus the special edition Collectors Club exclusive, which is the Heap. Yeah, this is really nice. I like the black and red, like typical Spawn coloring here. She's got a mask on. This all looks very reminiscent of what I have down here by my feet, actually, which is the Goddess, or Goddess, from the Manga series. But it's I don't know if they switched Goddess to She-Spawn. I don't know. It's a little confusing to me. Let me know in the comments if you know a little more about the Manga series in general, because I'd love to hear it. Anyways, this is pretty cool, and it seems to be the original paint variant. Let's go on to the next figure. Alright, now this is really when they start turning into statues and not so much action figures. Yes, this is a beauty, and one of the newer ones, if I was going to say if not the newest, but this is also from 2004. As you can see, they used that same package design as our previous action figure. Here we have Raven Spawn 2. Raven Spawn 2, as far as I'm aware, comes in at least 2 variants. One featuring a different weapon than this one. We have the Sickle variant here. And this is from a classic comic cover series. This is series 25, called Classic Comic Covers. I don't think this is really a side series, because they didn't do 25, you know, lines in the series of classic comic covers. So this must be series 25 of Spawn, but this is about classic comic covers, you know what I mean? So this represents the classic comic cover of Hellspawn featuring Ravenspawn. Based on artwork from Hellspawn issue number 11. He comes with a little mini comic book, and I don't think it's like fully openable and stuff. That would be awesome though. I don't want to open it. It's got a stand, he's got his weapon. He doesn't have a whole lot of movable parts here, but now we move up to the ages 13 and over, as clearly they're like, yo, this isn't for your kiddos. On the back you'll see it also has Salmon Twitch 2 in the series, which is from issue 22 of Salmon Twitch. We got the Redeemer 2, based on the interior artwork from issue 117 of Spawn. That's 117. Based on the artwork of Hellspawn issue number 5 is a Hellspawn 2 figure, which looks really cool. Got a little Gatling gun there. I might want to add that the Redeemer 2 action figure is pretty much what they got going on for the newer issue of Redeemer action figures, except for it has like shiny gold armor, and it's probably way nicer looking, probably a little heavier, not really made for playing, but for looking at. We also got the Creech here from Creech Out for Blood issue number 1, which, dang it, I should have looked for that when I was shopping for comics yesterday. Spawn number 8 is here from issue 95, and of course this one, which is Ravenspawn 2, and then we got a bonus collector's club of a biker chick. Just a biker chick. She's based on the interior artwork of Hellspawn issue number 6. At least you can give them that. They must have been bored and wanted to make something that was a little fleshy, you know what I mean? There's no clip and collect here, no clip and collect, but there's a little bit of artwork on the side, and this is Ravenspawn 2. Let's go to the next figure. Alright, now usually I like to save the largest figures for last. If I don't really have one that's particularly large, or maybe I do, I'll do something that's really new, because I started collecting the newer action figures as well. I'm just collecting all the Spawn stuff, okay? And this is Ravenspawn. So I kind of wanted to show you this one in addition to and right after Ravenspawn 2, because this is based on Ravenspawn. It's kind of like I think it's basically a reissue, but I don't have the original issue of Ravenspawn in my collection yet, but I think this might be kind of a mock-up of it in the newer style. You know, some people hate on these newer Spawn action figures, but this one's really nice. Some of them are better than others. A lot of people like to take them out of the package and repaint them. They kind of get confused about which direction Todd McFarlane's going with the company. You know, some of the adults, a lot of the adults, they want a statue style. But he also wants to appeal to the younger crowd and give them something they can play with 22 movable parts. And so we have here Ravenspawn. They don't really come in too many variants anymore. I'm not sure if this one came in any variant except for this. And there's a picture on the back you'll see, but no lists of any other characters that were in this series. And in fact, I don't even think it says what series this is on the box. They didn't even add the series number anymore. It is technically part of a series though. I don't want to say it's like 30 something. But it's for ages 14 and up. And we have here Ravenspawn, which is cool. I like it. The packaging is not bad. Pretty sturdy. You can hang it on the wall. That's nice. And that is the 5th action figure, and technically the end of this episode. But if you have stuck around to the end, I want to show you something. I said I'd save the big uns for last. And I'm saving this one for the last because I got this today. I ordered it in the mail, actually. This bad boy, if you're watching it like really recently after I posted, it's on sale for like 55% off on Amazon.com. And what this is the gold label edition 2-pack of She-Spawn and Cygor. This came out like last year or something. Let's see if I can see. This is, yeah, 2023. It does not. The reason I'm showing you at the end of this episode and not featuring it in a new episode is because There's no freaking window on this thing. I can't see the action figures. I can't see them. I want to see them, but I can't see them. And I know they're doing this with some of these new special editions, like the Kickstarter Spawn. I've seen the box. I believe it's just like a black box. Something like this. Black with the Spawn label. And I want to see that figure. He wants us to open them, but dang it. If I don't open this, you know, I might be one of the only ones who don't open it. I want to open it. Anyways, I'll show you the side artwork and stuff, because you're not going to see what's inside. Maybe I'll put a little picture up here so you can imagine what might be in there. But it does have lovely Cygor and She-Spawn. I forget if there are variants in here or not. Sometimes they do like the bloody variant of some of these new ones. There's one like with speckled blood on it at least. But I don't know. It's big, it's heavy, it's nice. It was only like $28 after tax. Worth it, but maybe one Christmas when I'm bored or something, I'll pop this baby open. Alright, y'all. Thanks so much for sticking all the way through the episode to the end. And if you do like what I'm doing here, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really helps me out. Hit the little bell so you get alerted when I make videos. I've been really busy lately. Broke my freaking toes on my foot. But I'm still trucking. So, I'll catch y'all on the next one. And that's a peace out. Oh, let me know in the comments what your favorite figure here was, because I like talking to you. Well, talk to you in the comments there.
Well, that was just childhood. We were all there together, and in denial would play like it was forever. And in the tall woods, we'd stay out of the weather like it was all good. Every day we made it for pleasure. We were saying whatever came to our minds, plain and simple like a tetherball reaching the sky. We were taking new heights on the swing while it was making us fly. Beat the king of the hill and everything will be fine. The thrill of everything we would find. The innocence of a child you could see in the eyes when you're making them smile or you're making them cry.